Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Syntell, and we just got out of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Oh, man, I got a lot of thoughts, but first, let me ask you, how are you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm feeling so good. What a visual feast, first off. I mean, visually spectacular.
Yes.
I mean, the last trilogy, which is connected to this, was very visually great, but this is another level.
Yes.
They have brought us into a place where this feels so organic and believable and real. Mm-hmm. I mean, man, I felt like I was a part of the kingdom.
Yes.
I was up close and personal, man. Visually, very, very striking.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the very first things that sticks out for me. The whole time I kept watching, I'm like, how long did this take to render?
So long.
And you think about like how much screen time like the apes have. They're on practically every single frame, which means somebody had to render that. That means the special effects budget probably is maybe astronomical. I don't know. Maybe they got new technology, but it's impressive is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As far as like the story goes, it is good. It's not perfect, but it is good. It's solid. It's not enough to make you be like, I'm going to question the whole rest of the series. It's not like that. There is going to be some things that may have you scratching your head in a good kind of way. More scratching your head in anticipation of what the possibilities could be. How are you feeling about the story?
It's very curiosity invoking because you know that there's something brewing underneath all this.
Yes.
You know that there's this underbelly of conflict
going on.
It's like, I mean, hey, we came from a trilogy full of it. So you know that something's brewing up underneath.
Yeah.
So it really gets you curious. The movie on its own has a little bit of a lull in the story.
Okay.
About the second act, it trails off a little, it lulls a little bit. And so I feel like the other two are going to actually be stronger story-wise because this took its time to build up.
There's also something else I think is pretty interesting about this, and that is I don't think you really need to see the first three in order to jump right in. I think for new viewers that are like going to be brand new to the whole experience of the apes and apes lore, you're okay if you jump in on this because it's going to take you for a ride that's going to potentially have some very good continuations. The franchise is in very good hands. I am a huge fan of the bad guy. You know, I love a good bad guy. Nothing brings me more pleasure. And this one, I'd give it a good B. He does have something that you can maybe sympathize with. How are you feeling about the bad guy?
You can definitely cling on to some of the messaging that he's portraying because essentially what they do well between the good and the bad here is if you do know the previous trilogy, you know Caesar and how prolific of a figure he became in the ape community. I mean, he started all this. So his philosophy and beliefs really pour down into the philosophy of the villain and eventually the hero in the film as well. So you see this split in this philosophy where it's like, okay, one is too naive, one is too extreme. There needs to be a middle ground.
Yes.
And I like the exploration of that message.
Yeah, and there's also maybe a potential additional bad guy, depending on how you look at it. Which also kind of leads me into social commentary. If you are looking for something that has a deeper message, there is some social commentary that's going to be said in this movie that will build up some interesting conversations, especially depending on, where you are in the world.
Yes.
What group of people that you come from. And even if you're a bit of a history buff, you'll be like, I may have seen some of this before. Did you pick up anything?
Absolutely. Like community coexisting for sure. That was huge message in the movie. So it's building up to a good conclusion, I believe. I mean, this is going to be a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. So I know that it's going to build into two more movies that are going to push that over the edge in a good way.
Yes, everything you just said. Overall, I think this is a must-see. Not only do I think it's a must-see, I think it's a must-see in the theater for the visual effects alone.
Yes.
Because this is really pushing the boundaries with that level of computer-generated imagery for such a long period of time in the movie. It is quite impressive. You should go see this.
Absolutely. Definitely go check this one out. And I would suggest checking out the previous trilogy. But if you haven't, it's okay.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, it's your boy Syntell with the Intel. Yo, I'm here with my man Leo. Leo, please drop your socials so then I can get in contact with you.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Well, it's always great talking movies with you, man. Always a good time. If you guys are on YouTube or any social media platform, you can follow me at Geekly Goods. I'll be talking about this one, too.
Hey, no worry. There'll be a link in the description. We'll catch you on the next project. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.